Hey, this is Annie for TFN, and we are here at SF MusicTech Summit, and we are here with Matt, who's the VP of Marketing for BitTorrent. You're actually one of the sponsors of this conference, which seemed kind of counterintuitive to me because you guys are kind of viewed as somewhat of an adversary in the music industry. How are you trying to change the perceptions of BitTorrent out there?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's something that we struggle with a lot. So we see BitTorrent as a technology. We're a technology company. We're 110 people based here in San Francisco who are really passionate about the continuing development of the internet. We move between 20 and 40% of all the world's internet traffic every single day, and we're a company that's designed to move large media files, and the BitTorrent protocol that our founder Bram Crowan created does exactly that. It's replacing the HTTP protocol. It's becoming the de facto way to move large files on the internet. What we do as a company is we can actually, in terms of what we can do for content creators, and the reason we're here today, the reason we're sponsoring this event is because we're really committed to funneling a lot of users using BitTorrent to look for content towards legal licensed content.
And again, it's sort of back to the perception thing, but BitTorrent is one of the most trafficked sites on the web, but there's this reputation as being kind of this wild, unregulated space. But you're launching several new products now. What's going on with SoShare?
So SoShare is this great new tool that we launched last Friday. It's for sharing personal media files, and we aimed it specifically at content creators who are looking to send large files to each other. So anybody who's collaborating, so it might be a group collaborating on an album and they're in different countries or different towns and they want to send a drum track or an audio recording to someone else who's in another studio. There's no way to send lots of large files at once across the internet that doesn't end up costing lots of money. Because BitTorrent's all based on distributed technology and the BitTorrent protocol, the way it works is the more people using BitTorrent to share a certain file, the cheaper it actually gets in terms of the faster it gets to share it. So we can deliver a file to 170 million people for free. It's something that could be used instead of a sending or syncing service to get something to somebody for free without any kind of limits on the size of the file you can send.
So what about BitTorrent Live? What's going on with that service?
So yeah, BitTorrent Live is an entirely new protocol that our founder Bram Cohen's been working on for a number of years now. What's really interesting about Live is it solves one of the biggest problems on the internet, which is it's really hard to do broadcast TV online. So the more people watching a stream, if you use any kind of streaming service, if millions of people are trying to watch a stream, it will inevitably slow down a lot and eventually break, because streaming's a really hard thing to do on a network like the internet, which is completely distributed and asymmetric. With BitTorrent Live, the more people watching a stream, the more resilient that stream gets, because with BitTorrent, it's literally a people-powered technology, and the more people using a BitTorrent technology to do something, the more resilient and powerful it gets. The audience is the server farm, so the more people watching something, the easier it gets to stream to them. So what that essentially means is you could stream an event the size of the Super Bowl for zero cost, which is a completely new way to think about live streaming. We think it's really going to help the broadcast industries get on the web in a way that they never have before.
Yeah, and I know this. There's also a new product in the works called Sync, and I know it's kind of in the early stages right now, but it's being described as almost like a cloud service, but it's not exactly a cloud service. How does it differ from, say, Mega or something like that?
So Sync's really interesting. What Sync does is it lets you share a file between your individual devices. So if BitTorrent's a great way to get to lots of people, SoShare's a good way to get to a few people that you're collaborating with. Sync is a really good tool for sharing stuff, maybe just with yourself and your other devices. It's a very, very early stage project. It's not even an alpha yet. It may end up being a feature of something else that we do. It's currently up on our labs page, which is labs.bittorrent.com. So anybody can go there and request to try it out. Same thing with Live, same thing with SoShare, and same thing with Surf, which is the other thing we're here to demo today.
What's Surf?
So Surf is a good question. Surf is an extension for Google Chrome that actually allows you to use BitTorrent from inside your browser. So it's a tiny icon that appears in Google Chrome. You click on it and it literally opens a full BitTorrent client inside Chrome. What we announced here today is that we started to do something with Surf that we've never ever done before, and that's actually look at search. What we're doing with Surf is we're prioritizing results from sites where we know the content is definitely licensed and legitimate. So anything on BitTorrent.com that's part of our featured content program, that's a bundle of content we worked on directly with an artist, those things will be prioritized first in Surf. After that, you'll see stuff from Internet Archive, which we know for sure is public domain stuff. And after that, you'll get your results from Google or Bing or whoever your search provider is. What we're doing with Surf is pointing people to content where we know absolutely for sure this is good stuff, and artists benefit directly from us funneling BitTorrent users towards that content.
Well, it's very interesting stuff. A lot of big developments from BitTorrent this year. Thank you so much for talking to us, Matt.
Thanks a lot, Annie.
And as always, questions, comments, leave them below, and I'll see you guys back in the studio for TFN. This is Annie.